Good morning, everyone. How are you all doing? So, it is partly cloudy out here today. It's sunny, in and out, in and out. So, I'm on my way to work, but I want to come on here this morning and wish you all a happy hump day. And I want to tell you all a brief story that I read on my news feed, okay? And I think it's just really crazy. It's an insult, and it just depicts how the Karens of this world are jealous. And it was about a young girl. She was working at Burger King. She's a cashier, and their uniform, they could wear black jeans with their Burger King top. Now, I used to work at Burger King when I was a teenager, and I had to wear the whole uniform. They had brown pants, and they had a brown and yellowish looking top. Ugly as all get out, but that was the Burger King uniform. But evidently, wherever this Burger King is, I forget the town, they are able to wear black jeans and their work shirt, okay? So she put on her little work shirt. She was a young girl, and she had a little body on her. She was stacked. A Karen comes into the Burger King with her husband, and for those of you all who don't know what a Karen is, that's a white woman hating on everybody and everything she can possibly hate on. Your race. She's always calling the manager on people when things don't go her way. She's a entitled broad. That's what she is. She thinks she's entitled. Let me clear that. So, she goes in the Burger King. She's working, doing her job, and the woman complains to the girl's manager because her pants, her black jeans, are distracting Karen's husband. So basically, a white man is enjoying looking at the little black girls, the teenagers. She wasn't young, maybe late teens, early 20s. He was enjoying her body in those pants. They showed a picture of her. She wasn't stacked over the top. She had an appropriate, had a little boom boom bottom at the bottom and, little butt, She reported the girl and told the manager that this girl's jeans were distracting her husband. So she wanted the girl, not to be seen, go home, probably fired or whatever, because she was born with a body that developed. So now, us as black women, now they didn't do anything. I don't know. They didn't show the outcome. I'm sure nothing happened. But basically now, they're trying to say the world, the Karens of the world, that now women of color can't go to work if they got a good body, if they have a nice behind, because it's distracting their husbands. Take the problem up with your husband. If your husband is having a wandering eye right in front of your face, that's the problem. That's the problem. If he's disrespecting you in your face by looking at another woman's behind, and especially of another race, that's the problem, because evidently he has no problem with the other race. Evidently he has no problem mixing. He has no problem getting his swirl on. Evidently the problem lies with you and your insecurities, and him and his disrespectfulness. Because if you're going to look at someone, you don't make it noticeable to where your wife can see it. She said the girl's body, her uniform in the body, was distracting her husband. So she wanted something to be done about it. So I am going to guess, because it didn't say, but I'm going to guess that she wanted them to get rid of that little girl, that young lady. That she wanted them to fire her because she was born with, that's plain outright jealousy. That's all it is, and envy. Because I'm sure this Karen probably had either a flabby behind or a flat one, non-existent. And this girl was slim and had a little pop going on back there. Not too big, just right for her body. He liked it, evidently, and it distracted him. He couldn't get his food. He couldn't enjoy his food because he was too busy trying to enjoy her body. The wife takes it out on the cashier. So what's she supposed to do? Leave her ass at home? Cut that part off? Deflate it? What's she supposed to do with that? That's following her wherever she goes. It's attached to her. It's her caboose that God gave her. It's going with her wherever she goes. So what did this woman expect Burger King to do with it? Throw it over into the fry vat? Cook it with the fries? Put it on a bun? She had some buns. She had some buns. Her husband liked those buns. And that was the problem. Your husband was disrespecting you in front of your face. So you're going to take it out on this young woman's body? The problem is your husband. It's not her body. We cannot control our bodies. That's for anybody. You cannot control if you have a flat butt. You can go get it pumped up, but it's not a natural butt. You can't control if you got a big one. If you're big-breasted, flat-chested, it's just your makeup. So how are you going to take it out on someone? See, that's what they did back in the day when they had the slaves. You know, the slave masters' women were jealous of the slaves because the slaves were beautiful. And the men, the slave owners wanted the men, they wanted the women. They wanted the women of color. They wanted the slaves. And back then, they would pick at you. If your butt was too big, they would pick at the women, put them on display because it was freaky. Now, the men want to be freaky with the women of color. It was freaky back then, and a lot of those men that put you on display back in the slave days, they were getting their jollies. They were enjoying the bodies. They were pretending that it was a sideshow. They were pretending that it was hideous. But at night, you were crawling in the bed with them same ones that you put on display. So it wasn't hideous. They just wanted to enjoy it, but they wanted to make out like they weren't enjoying it so nobody would know how they really felt. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, they were enjoying those bodies just like they want to enjoy them now. You know, they want to enjoy those bodies now. And a lot of them are, and there's nothing wrong with that. But she's upset and jealous and envious over the girl. Talk to your husband. Hit him in the head with a tray and throw his food all over the floor. Leave. Don't go to Burger King. Eat at home. Eat at home. How are you going to take it out on this woman? I always call anyone under my age, I always say, well, teens and 20s, little girl, little boy, grown woman. She was grown. You know, she was able to work. I'm going to put it like that because I can't remember if it even said her age or not. But that's just ridiculous. You know, now you can't go into the store unless if you have a bonnet on your head. You know, now that's just you know, they putting signs up on the doors. You can't go in. You know, if you got a bonnet on your head, now you can't go to work if you got a big butt. You know, you couldn't wear your natural hair because that was offensive. Everything about, they find something to be offended about every time it comes to a person of color. It does not matter who you are, what you are doing. And then the sad thing about it is your own people will turn on you. When Monique was making her little spiel about the bonnets, just about everyone who came for her and criticized her were her own. Were her own. People of other races were defending black women. Oh, I'm a white woman. I don't wear a bonnet, but I don't see nothing wrong with y'all wearing a bonnet. So what? But then us. Monique need to mind her business. You make me sick. You're always putting down black people. And no, she was not putting down you all. She was trying to help you all to have some pride in yourself. Then somebody made the comment, well, pride comes before a fall. She wasn't talking about pridefulness where she thinks she's better than everybody. She's talking about taking pride in yourself to get up in the morning and make yourself presentable to the world because they already given you the side eye just because you wake up black. Now they're giving you the side eye because you have a big butt. You can't go to work in peace. So she's just trying to tell people, get up. You know, when I first started my YouTube channel, I made videos about, you know, motivations, encouraging women to take care of themselves, take care of your hygiene, put your makeup on, comb your hair. Don't go to work with your hair all over your head. You don't have time to put your makeup on in the morning. If you wear makeup, if you don't, that's okay. Put on some nice clothes if you're going to work. If you're going to the store, I got reprimanded and criticized by people because I was putting women down and I was talking about the way they dressed, and I was not doing that. I was giving encouragement. I was talking to myself as well. Anytime I do a video referencing anyone, I am talking to myself. Because at one time in my life, I wasn't doing so hot either. I was getting up, just going on and didn't care and going out, I'm going to run to the store, And you have to take some pride in yourself and have a little bit of self-esteem is what she was saying. She wasn't saying be so prideful that you just think you're better than everyone and you're above the world. You have to know how to decipher and discern and comprehend what people are talking about. People that were making those statements did not have an ounce of comprehension. I don't know how they passed reading in school. Because that's not the kind of pride she was talking about. They misinterpreted everything that she was saying, that Monique was saying, and it was her people. But other races were coming to our defense. So now it's just, we can't do anything. They just want to basically just lock you up in the house and have you out there in the fields picking cotton. That's what they want. Because now you can't go to work if you got a big bottom. Something you cannot. Now, if it had been back in the day, she would have got a beating. They would have drug her. If that woman's husband was the owner of this girl, that woman would have drug her out there, tied her to a tree, and beat her big bottom till it bled all over the place. Instead of taking it out on her lousy husband, who was disrespectful. And her husband probably would have been sleeping with this girl. That's why he was looking at her. He was lusting after her. That's all it was. He was admiring what he seen. He liked it. He probably would like to sleep with a black woman if he haven't done it already. If he hasn't done it already. And this woman was offended. Take it out on your husband. The girl can't change her body, and she don't need to change her body. She had a nice body. So it's just crazy. So I just wanted to come on here and I want to share that. It's just some crazy things going on in the world. You all take care of yourselves. You got a big bottom, accentuate it, show it, do it tastefully, but you can't hide it. So you might as well accentuate it. Show the package off that God gave you. You got beautiful brown skin, shine it up, gloss it up. Do what you got to do to enhance yourself and make yourself look beautiful, and be proud of yourself. Be proud of yourself. Don't let nobody tell you that you shouldn't do A, B, and C, that you should not take care of yourself and pride come before a fall. Use pride appropriately. That's not the same pride. That's not the same thing. I'm not saying go out here and fix yourself up you think you're the beautifulest person in the world and you're just a God's gift and nobody can stand with you, because there's always somebody better than you. There's always somebody prettier than you. Always somebody a notch ahead of you. So I'm not saying that. I'm just saying take pride in what you got. Take pride in yourself. Go out smelling good, take care of your hygiene. Brush your teeth, floss. Shine yourself up, put perfume on, comb your hair, That's all we are saying to my generation and younger, and some older. I'm looking at videos online, and you got older women out here, 56 years old, 60 years old, fighting, pulling each other's hair. They can't even move. Fighting each other, pulling each other's hair, cussing and carrying on. These are grandmothers. I could not imagine myself. I have a 10-year-old grandson. I could not imagine myself, unless I was defending myself. I'm not going to stand outside with you and fight you and let you pull my hair. You can say and do what you want to do, unless you attack me physically. But I don't even think I'm going to even let it get to that point, because that's just ridiculous to be outside fighting like you are one of these hood rats out here, just not even caring about nothing. You're a grandmother. You should have been done came from that a long time ago. I'm just, take care of yourself. Have a little pride in yourself. Have some self-esteem. Lift yourself up and try to lift others up. You know? So anyway, you all have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. And with that being said, I'm going to say Vielen Dank. That's thank you very much in German. So Vielen Dank for watching me. And choose, that's what? That's bye in German.